Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steven Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about how no one knows your deals better than us. And I mean that literally.
We'll explain that in detail in a moment.
Before we get into the topic, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Rick asks I love this.
So do I.
19 minutes and 27 seconds in to Chapter 8 of the Land Academy 2015 version video. Stephen is going through his deal statistics form, which contains a line item labeled addendum needed with a question mark. He mentioned that addendum is required by a lot of states and counties, but he doesn't go into much detail about such an addendum's nature or purpose. Could anyone explain what this is about, or perhaps share an online resource I could review? Later in the video, I noticed that Jill said on a recording of a phone call with a notary public that she needed to have an affidavit of property value included amongst the purchase documents. Would this be analogous to the addendum?
Yes.
Stephen mentioned.
It's exactly the same thing.
Perfect.
I'll explain why. Some counties and states require an addendum to a deed so that it goes to the and notifies the assessor that the transaction was the property was sold during that year.
Right.
So the deed goes to the recorder. This gets recorded in the new person's name, and this addendum of property value, it's called all kinds of different stuff in different states, goes to the assessor, and then the assessor, it triggers the assessor that property to go into a separate stack, so to speak, to be reassessed.
Right.
When properties go up, all property values generally go up as time goes on. And so they get reassessed. Taxes go up too, according to the sale value.
Especially when it's triggered by a sale. Now they know, people want this. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Traditionally, they think something's going to happen, and that's why they want to know it and track it and maybe do something about it, maybe charge more taxes.
So is there a list somewhere of how the states handle this? No. How we personally handle it when we go into a new state, if we're doing our own deals, which we don't very much do anymore. We use escrow. If you're doing it by escrow, it doesn't matter. They're going to do it for you. Mm-hmm. But all you have to do is call the recorder and say, hey, do I just
what else do I need?
I got the deed ready to go here. Do you guys have an addendum like California does? Do you use an addendum in New Mexico?
Yep. And that's what Rick was referring to in the first version of Land Academy. We have recorded phone calls of me calling the county and asking some of those questions like, hi, I'm getting ready to send this in. I have this, and this. My check's made out to this. Am I missing anything?
Yes.
And that's what you want to do, especially when you're starting out and getting to know that county and that area. It's super, because you don't want to send it all in and have them reject it and send it all back because your check was off for $1.10 because you forgot something because there's 2 pages and not one. Something like that. Yep. So it's so easy to just pick up the phone and call and make sure. And that's how you know you're okay. And then all the documents, are online, and you can just ask them. I've asked them on the phone, okay, where can I find that? And they'll walk you right through to go to her, see the recorder, click here, click clear. All right, there's the PDF. Download it, fill it out. That's what I need. Okay, thanks. It's that easy.
Today's topic, nobody knows your deals better than us. This is the meat of the show. The reason that I came up with this topic was based on something that a property that was submitted to us for deal funding, which we accepted. And what I'm seeing, we're like in day 21 of this new funding program. And what I'm seeing is people, very experienced members submitting fantastic deals to us, which we're approving, but I'm adding stuff. I'm saying, I don't think you're asking enough. When we go to resell this property, you go to resell it, I don't think you're asking enough. Mm-hmm. And then I justify it by saying, and here's why, and back it up with data that I pulled. And, it's not that I have not that I have any more access to tools than anybody else in our membership group. I've just been doing this for a long time.
It's experience.
I know what's going to happen.
You do.
And you don't want to leave. It comes down to this. There's some properties that you intentionally know are going to be for sale for a while.
Right.
Especially if you're finding a retail type buyer.
Right.
But it's worth it. Is it worth it to make extra $100,000 on a transaction for the next 60 days? I think so. So, or is it worth it to split it up into 3 properties? Is it worth, we're buying a piece of property that's an agriculture and nature property, and the person who's going to buy it is the one who's working the land adjacent to it.
There's something to be said for your 20 plus years of experience and knowledge and
16,000 deals.
It's so great. What's amazing to me too, Stephen, is that you even know areas like right away. Someone will go, XYZ County over here. Oh, all right. Is it this APN scheme or that APN scheme? Okay, that one, stay away from those. That area is great, and here's why.
There's one subdivision in Arizona where it's got a bunch of property back in from a deal funding person. Yeah. And I can tell you which section of this actual subdivision in this county is what it's going to sell for and which one just never sells. Mm-hmm. We've had so much experience. So nobody knows these deals that you guys are doing better than us. So, even in places where we've never done any transactions at all, ever. Right. Certain states we've never done a deal in, or a land deal anyway. I can still look at it and say, this is where a bank branch is going to go.
Right.
Or this is where a car dealership probably should go because there's 6 other ones over here. Mm-hmm. And so it's really working out beneficially for us and for our members. That's my whole point of this. It's not going to be a very long topic today. Exactly.
And I love that you share that with everybody. That's what's so great coming into these deals. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. We're going to tell you this works great. Here's why. Here's what I would change. Here's why. Yeah. Here's why this deal stinks. Here's why. Kind of thing. Yep. And it's fast. We don't need a lot of time to think about it and do. You just know.
It's minutes.
It really is. So what's interesting too. I mean, let's think. You have well over 20 years. I'm right behind you, babe.
You've been in some version of real estate your whole life.
I have. When I was a kid, I worked for some developers. Not really a kid, but first full-time job. Let's just say I was in it, doing this exact thing, and I always knew that I loved it. Yeah. And it's so good to be back. I'm really, really glad. And it's funny, the infill lots and those, I love that. That part's fun for me too. I like those versus just the rural vacant land. This is good stuff.
What we're getting in a lot now is a lot of commercial property, and it's nothing better than that. There's no better profit than specific use. I call it specific use property, like agricultural property. It's giving me really good ideas about what Land Academy 3.0 will be eventually.
Got it.
Because if we're going to fund it, those are the kinds of deals I want to be reviewing and doing.
Right. Well, the other thing is these buyers are different. When you're dealing with commercial buyers and you're dealing with professional other investors, that's a whole different thing than dealing with the end user. That's one of the things I love too. Yeah. With these different properties and these bigger numbers and the different locations that we're working with. It's fun talking to, Starbucks corporate, because they already have a system. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Versus, I think I need to take my wife out there. Right?
Yeah, can I put my mole on it?
Right. Are you going to meet me there?
I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying Jill's right. It's easier. And there's just a lot more zeros involved. So everybody's, it's worth our time and our members' time.
Exactly.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 10 minutes or so listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time for Finance Friday with Jill and I.
Oh, cool. And we answer your questions posted on our online community at landinvestors.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
I have something to say because it's Thursday. We have an announcement coming out tomorrow. So please make sure that you get our ebook. You're in our email loop and you have our ebook or you're getting our emails. So you will be notified of this special cool thing coming out tomorrow. So watch for it. It's great. And
I created it. It's great.
Awesome. By the way, too, wherever you're watching or wherever you are listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.